but I do know where they're coming from. It has been, I think, a pretty fun series. Despite the gameplay not being at the tippy top, it has definitely been a fun series. KC took a game off G2. They've got to do a hell of a lot more with this draft to keep the series going and move it to a game 5. Kyeahoo brand, another fire mage for the mid lane, but this one does not have a pet bear.
It is going to be an interesting one to see how KC try and play it out. Because I think the setup from Brand is one of the things that is great for him, where you can try and play for ganks and enabling your jungler. But against an Ahri, especially post level 6, that becomes nigh impossible to try and achieve with a Trundle and a Brand. So I don't think there's much in the mid-jungle 2v2 unless you start to look towards those later skirmishes or trying to enact that way. But I still think it's an awkward one. So I think for G2, if they can try and play through strong mid-jungle, enable Labrov to start roaming, I think that's where G2 can try and find that early success.
Oh, with SkewMond. The Aatrox can get a snowball based off Labrov being able to pair with him. Really a recipe for success here against KC is Kyeahoo going to hit level 2 against Caps. He pulls out that conflagration. We go to top lane. Now, Gragas, great at nullifying lanes. Anyone who wants to dash into him, no. He's got a keg, he's got a belly, he'll make sure that you don't go anywhere.
You got a buff a while ago.
That's what I was going to say, yeah, he got the buff to his healing, which is, I think he gets up to 24% healing?
No, damage reduction.
Damage reduction, sorry.
And then it's in the 30s now. It was an extra 8% as you were telling me a couple of weeks ago, Dagger.
It's insane.
It's
absolutely
nuts.
insane. Yeah.
And so
It's
now we get a question
hefty.
like, W max has been, you know, on the table.
And I'll tell you what he maxes as we go on. He's level 3 right now, so obviously he hasn't put an extra point in anything.
Wow.
He's just taking it safe. Ambessa did get buffed this patch too. A little bit of healing herself on the passive that she has.
Yeah. I think the nerf to her ultimate really did hurt her.
Yeah,
because it makes it so
absolutely.
much easier to dodge. And
Okay, for the average person, it probably didn't make much of a difference.
yeah, I
But
suppose I'm above average, which,
Yeah.
which really does make the difference there.
That
you
makes
know?
sense. That makes sense, yeah, for sure. But especially at the pro level, I think we've really seen the decline of Ambessa.
Probably.
Before, she was just kind of like one of the go-to top lane bruisers that you could play into almost anything. But yeah, after the nerf, it definitely affected her. But hey, we're seeing her back here now for Canna. Meanwhile, the junglers both pathing towards the bot side. Trundle has steamrolled through his clear. He is securing the bot crab. Labrov taking a chunk of damage. But for those who are just joining us, oh, yikes.
There might be a flash here. Pillar comes up. Caps. Is he going to flash? No, he's waiting for SkewMond to come in. Pillar of Flame and the Seer flashed away from, and the Charm misses from Caps. They get the Summoner out of the Ahri, pre-6.
Nice gank, easy play. Kyeahoo also quite patient with it. He leads with the Pillar of Flame, and then he follows up with the Q in order to threaten the stun. Now, SkewMond attempting to come and help as mid laner has opened up for the crab to be stolen in the top side as the Brock goes in.
There it goes. A bit of movement speed comes out. Rather, he just finds his way in nicely onto Caliste. The damage from Hansama as he chases up. It's his ghost that's now threatening the arrow, the first blood. Hansama lands the Q, and that's all you need to know.
Hansama held onto that Q for so long, making sure that there was no way that Caliste was going to be able to keep himself safe. Nicely done by the G2 bot lane.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. The patience there from Hansama was fantastic. If he uses the Q early, he then doesn't have a play for when Caliste flashes, because he knows that he's going to flash. So instead, he just holds the Q until the flash comes. Then once the knockup is used by Busio, like, the Rakan has nothing left, so they can just run Caliste down, and there's that patience we were talking about from Hansama. He holds it, charges up the Q, connects it after the flash, auto finishes him off.
Stats of the Blight.
I mean, nice, really well played by Labrov early in this matchup. Like, the fact he ended up dodging away from the Rakan makes it massive. And it is this kind of matchup where whoever engages first tends to lose, because you can always follow up afterwards whenever the other AD carry tries to get in range. As Caps repeat gank here.
Flash, yeah, Pillar is going to be helped out by SkewMond being here, though. Pillar of Flame's good damage, but SkewMond has brought Labrov. Yike could be in trouble. There's a flash head, but pulverized flash by Yike. Yeah, who pops his ghost, tries to sear someone, but Caps gets a bit of reprieve with a bit of support.
This is what I'm talking about with the jungle support from G2. They're really good at just understanding where they need to be positioned in the map, and that was your window. Like, on this on this wave, Caps was going to hit 6, so you had that tiny window before Caps got to, oh, wait a second.
Pulverized. I mean, this is greedy. Kyeahoo, egregious behavior. The Alistar was on the wave, and Brand thinks I can flash it, but he never flashed.
What? I think Kyeahoo wanted to freeze the wave, and he basically just didn't respect Labrov's ability to all in. He may have even assumed that his flash was on cooldown, because they got a 2v2 kill bot lane. But Labrov had flash. So the flash combo comes through. Kyeahoo gets chain CC'd, and Caps, after struggling in this matchup after repeated ganks, gets himself a kill.
That's a recipe for disaster. And the brand that was picked mid.
Oh, Rob actually just looked back. He didn't even use flash.
No, he used flash on the SkewMond gank.
Yeah,
sorry, the Yike
apologize.
gank, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
my bad, my bad.
I mean, to be fair, that's even more egregious, but Labrov didn't need to flash.
He did not need to flash.
And then Kyeahoo has his up.
I was also curious if Labrov, because he's running the Unsealed Spellbook, had swapped over to anything, but no, it was just as was. Yeah.
So...
Oh, hang on, guys. No one report Labrov to Drew Levin. I understand he's got TP and he's got heal, okay? That's just a summoner spellbook, okay? There's no negative gaming here. This isn't game of solo queue, all right?
No FFO, yeah. No.
He's playing for the team, I promise you.
Good to know. His heal is back up and available as well. TP could be used towards mid as Busio's looking for an angle. Caps does have Spirit Rush now. They are trying.
Down though. He used it to kill.
Yeah, he did indeed. He did indeed. Good pick up there, Rob, which means Caps is vulnerable without his flash up as well. SkewMond now level 6 flash. Body slam, explosive cast. Oh, the infernal demon dodges away from the Ambessa ulti. Canna might flash away, but the flash is matched. SkewMond, the dunk! Here it comes!
Oh, he
cancelled his auto! Canna gets out and SkewMond forgot to hold that click in. Chains corruption down on the bottom lane. This kill's going to come through though. Exhaust and a flush from Hans Sama. Labrov getting low as a hail of arrows slows down Caliste, but Hans has lethal tempo. Caliste can only trade. 2 kills for Hans makes 3, and at least G2 do right down here.
Man, I think I owe an apology to Hans Sam and Labrov. They have been incredible in the 2v2. They're looking like the best bot lane in the LEC right
Body
now.
slam, the wave is thin. Infernal Chains are going to connect. Yike doesn't get pulled back in. That saves his life.
Caps.
Cap's going to come in. Spirit Rush back up and available. This is a double kill waiting to happen with the Orbit Deception. He takes it. Labrov even TP's in for good measure. And G2 are 6-1.
Things are falling apart for KC as they are losing skirmishes all across the map. Hans Sama with another fantastic early game alongside Labrov. I mean, I say Hans Sama's name, it is simply Labrov. Like, this man is on fire in this game. Drops the combo onto the Rakan, the ulti follow-up from Hans, that's a quick first kill. Then he full sends it, doesn't even have level 6 yet, doesn't have his ultimate. Caliste says, you know what, I've got to try and get at least something back here, and he's able to get a kill.
Yeah, and then we get the play on top side where KC hoping they can try and make something happen, but BB gets the CC underneath the tower. Canna takes a tower shot, he really wish he hadn't. And when Caps arrive in, it's really the TP from Labrov that seals the deal here.
We don't get the look in, we're about to, but I think live is a bit of trouble. BrokenBlade explosive cast yet again. Deadly flash from downtown, opens curtain call. BrokenBlade is dead. Good counterplay here as Yike only just survives. Labrov gets in the way of the last bullet as Caps is in trouble, but ascending again is SkewMond, and who is a brand? This is the problem. He has no mobility. At least being able to walk it out now as good as to see it's going to be dodged away for Busio. In trouble with the trample, the charm, the orbit deception, and the fox out again. The heal, the entrance over the wall becomes an exit, but Labrov, you can see in his eyes, wants it, but Cap's going to flash anyway to take the kill onto Busio. 4-0 for the mid lane Ahri now.
And again, it's Labrov with these setups, roaming around the map. Really good understanding of how to get the most out of the combo there. Getting the knock up, enabling the charm, the headbutt away, and Canna's in trouble.
No, okay, ulti's going to be walked away from. As you said, that timing a little bit slower. Knock up here, SkewMond incoming, Infernal Chains I'm waiting for. Drake counter step getting Canna away. That's buying the movement speed, but Labrov on him with a trample. There's those Infernal Chains, the sweet spots to be hit. All 3 of them. Body slam for the barrel roll. Labrov and the Unbreakable will survive, but G2 on the hunt. The flash against the wall. Canna, he's not out. It's BrokenBlade with a barrel down.
It's simply bullying from G2. Fight after fight, skirmish after skirmish. Yike, though, looking to punch back.
All right, well, Caps used a little bit before, but the Spirit Rush, I believe, up and available with the last of his mana by who took 2 turret shots. Now Yike is behind enemy lines. SkewMond is beelining it down here as Yehu's going to walk up with him, but look, here comes the demon again. The Aatrox doesn't need to ascend. He just needs to hit some sweet spots. Pillar in the way, he forward, Infernal Chains, Labrov even joins in again. This support is so annoying. Labrov makes sure Busio won't find a counter play. And even though Yike gets out, he just can't go a step right for KC.
It's simply a scrap on the rift as KC are doing their best to find answers, but G2 are just coming out ahead every single time. With the Malignants already finished, upgraded boots for Caps. Hans Sama with the experimental Hex play. I mean, G2 are so accelerated that KC, they're going to have to find miracles once again to bounce back in this game.
You know what I think's funny is like Labrov on Enchanters, everyone was pleasantly surprised with. They're like, oh, he's a pretty good Enchanter player. But you can't miss Labrov's engaged chance. They do hit harder, they do hit higher. I feel like Labrov, I said it last game, made a name on the Rel. On the Nautilus and the Alistar have been clinics.
But I do think he has shown cracks, right? In the past, he has looked great on these picks, but there's been moments where he's like overextended or he's got caught or like it hasn't been as clean, which is why we haven't really been talking about him as one of the best supports in the league, right? Like that's why it oftentimes goes to someone else.
Yep.
This last couple of weeks, he has been insane. Like he has been so well played on so many different challenges.
Bro, that nerve, you can see the nerve. I'm sitting here saying like, oh, for the average player. Nah, bro, I'm average and I would have dodged that. Bro, I 100% would have dodged that. That's crazy. Okay, I mean, yeah. That's going to be first tower secure for G2. Things looking very dire right now for KC. I am looking at the minimap and I see Labrov. He's hunting.
Yes, he is. Labrov looking for the knockup. Trample's going to start us off. The quickness here from Busio chains, though. It's not really. It's just Caps finding a charm. Excuse me. Busio's about to die as well after Yike's already hit the dirt. SkewMond's already ascended now on the demonic mode. The flux body slam. The barrel roller done. SkewMond's going to take this one. And the next as well goes to BrokenBlade. All going into a pile of shit for KC in game 4.
I mean, mess with the balls and you do get the horns. Labrov with another great engage. A 4-man collapse from G2 converts those into so many kills. We look back as Labrov says, this river belongs to me.
Yeah, I mean, Labrov immediately steps up, gets the stun, gets the knockback into the charm. Caps is happy to just tank Busio's engage because he knows there's nothing left to follow. KC, there's just nothing that they can do. G2 are so far ahead. And with this one, it feels like the game is done.
Okay, let's focus up. Don't throw this game. I'm gonna lose it, okay?
Bro is like, he's legit like, I am playing so well. Do not grief me, guys.
The one time that a support might get that MVP vote, you know?
He is 0, 1, and 10 involved in the team's 12 kills. Labrov is absolutely locked in here in game 4. And I mean, it's very reminiscent of game 2, but like, this series, G2 has simply been the stronger early game team. Now, admittedly, KC has demonstrated their resilience, not once, but twice. They were able to bounce back in game 1. They were able to bounce back in game 3. And while they did lose game 3, it's one of those things that Labrov here, his comments were fair. This team has thrown a couple of games in this series, and so he very much wants his team to lock in.
Constantly on the roam, the level 7 cow. MVP performance in a couple of games so far. Now looks towards the push. Deadly Fire is going to be dodged away from BrokenBlade Holmes. Chains of Corruption. Going to be QSS away by Busio. Uses his own bell as the poke hurts. Hans Sama, he's got an experimental Hexblade, but it's still enough damage to really chain Caliste.
Pressure being put on all 3 lanes.
KC can't really do much. Cap's now going to roam. They're going to shove them off this mid tower, or they die.
Here comes SkewMond. Caliste was too far forward. He's going to be dark and bladed, and there's good knock-up here, but Labrov, remember, is a bit of a tank. Charm dodged away from him. Meanwhile, we go to the top side of the map, and you can see the BrokenBlade's fighting it out, but mid-turret is going to be dropping here. Poke not going to reach Caliste as Hans Sama tries to find a target, but Yike now having to go face check onto Labrov, the curtain call. He's going to trample. He's running for his life with the unbreakable wheel. He has been subjugated. Last shot going to be flushed away from by Labrov. He gets out safely. But G2 with an 8k gold lead are now thinking, well, what else can we take?
Bit of a mispositioning there from Labrov. Is forced to burn his flash as Caps continues to push in the side lane. Kyeahoo looking for a pick. I don't think he's really going to find much, though, as both SkewMond and Caps roaming around the jungle together.
Just taking away anything that's left for KC here. Got a minute 50 until the next dragon. More than likely going to be the focus after this Rift Turtle take. And for KC, you kind of need... Oh, Busio.
Yeah, Busio's going to be charmed. He is a Rakan.
So that's how much damage with the Celestial opposition.
Okay.
Now it's gone.
Oh, they tried again.
The rotation back up. Dragon's up in a minute 30. We focus towards the bottom side. And G2 are steps away from kind of doing this again. Remember in Versus, Casey had to run the lower bracket. G2, it looks like they're going to rinse and repeat. As, yeah, that public execution aid in, body slam forward with the barrel roll. Canna runs over it. He does good damage, but Labrov zones off Yike, so it is a true 1v1. Body slam hits. Barrel roll, flash from Canna. He dredges in the shield. It's unfair. Labrov got involved. He ruined the 1v1. Han Summers goes to Chain Corruption, flushed away from Yike. And there's a good knock-up here from Busio with Deadly Flash, flashing from Kyeahoo. The Pillar of Flame sets up the Pyroclasm. A shutdown as Labrov's got nowhere to go. The whole of KC on his head. Knock up there, and Labrov's comms must be popping off right now.
KC, they answer back. They get 2 kills, and they will secure the Herald. This, at the very least, will get them some gold back that they desperately need. Hang on a minute.
G2 are trying to contest. G2 are TPing in caps.
G2 don't want to give it to him.
No. Tara's going to go down. Kalista's going to back off nicely. Herald's going to reset. G2 don't overstay. They're just going to face check some of these brushes, or at least barrel them. And they are going to sneak away that Herald. Remember, they still are in charge, but Casey got a good, 1,500 gold from that play.
Yeah, they got to smile for a little bit, in this game and feel a little bit good about themselves until... Does BrokenBlade get this?
He's going to hit his ult.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
and guess what? There's Trundle here. Charm, not going to connect. Busio laid in wait as well. Subject and BrokenBlade. He body slams, but he's dead. Casey doing it again. It is a 1-for-1 trade so far. Yike got the shutdown. Remember, shutdown, key word. The SkewMond looks at the chase with flash, with ulti. The target's going to be Yike for now. Busio here in the choke. Kites away. Dunk down, not going to be given in the Spirit Rush, but no charm.
Okay, gentlemen, the question I love to ask myself when I'm winning a solo queue game is, will we win this game, or will it turn into team deathmatch? And right now, it's kind of turning into team deathmatch.
Well, it's also like you went 1-for-1, but as Jake said multiple times in that fight, shutdown was the key word that went across the Yike. And I wasn't sure. I thought Canna was going to get that bot lane turret as well, which would have been a bounty. So it may not have been the best play for G2, but now they get dragged.
It's kind of a best case scenario, considering how far behind they are, right? They will always take the 1-for-1 because of that bounty. So at the very least, KC, G2's happy that they got the tower and the dragon. KC's happy that they very least got a kill, but they got to take everything that they can get at this point, because the lead that G2 have is, well, reminiscent of what we saw in Game 1, and they're kind of dependent now on G2 making the same mistakes that we've seen from them so far in the series.
So, Casey, what have they got to work with? Well, Caliste Infinity Edge soon. I will say, Canna's trail behind in CS ain't too bad. Yike did get a lot of the gold, the recent shutdown specifically. Still massively behind individually. But the one thing about Brand is later in the game, if he gets the 3, 4, 5 items, he can just wipe a team fight, like even just poke down a couple of people, and he can change the whole dynamics of the game. So, yeah, battle's not over yet. War's not done. G2, will they be able to get across the finish line? Or will we go to a game 5? Anyone's question right now. Dragon's far away, Baron up in a minute 15. That is something to be wary of. That is what changes the game and swings the gold as well. There is a lot of standing gold for KC. Outside of that outer turret top, mid and bot, there for the taking.
So the map state that we should come to see now is G2 should set up a 4-1. Yeah. So they'll have 4 of their members pushing in one lane, and they'll have 1 isolated. And you can see that being set up right now. They've got Caps in the middle lane with his mobility and feeling safe. He's actually going to be the target.
Spirit Rush, Deadly Fire Rush, not going to connect. Spirit Rush does get him out.
But this does now open up the bot side. So KC made a commitment. They said, hey, we're going to attack the 1. We will at the very least get his ult out, and that means that G2 with the numbers advantage can push through bot. Usually, when we think back to Game 1, KC was split pushing through top. When they saw this setup, they would try and cross-map to push the wave in as deep as possible to make it harder for G2 to transition from bot into mid into top. They're not doing this. Instead, they're looking for picks, and they're looking for another one right now.
Does connect, though, to start it off. Yike at half HP, but a pillar comes up again. Here comes SkewMond in full ulti mode. Teleport in to bring Canna to try and find a public execution. But SkewMond's ulti will be down. Remember, again, Caps had to burn the flash.
Yeah, Caps is still the chosen one for KC, but they may need to look at other answers in the multiple choice test, because I think at this stage, Caps has too much mobility. The fact you didn't burn the flash in that first one, now his ultimate's going to be back up, means that you don't really have the tools. So KC basically using this moment to be like, oh, we can reestablish vision on the top side in case of Baron, But now G2 get to take the mid tower after they've taken the bot tower, and now reset with a ton of gold in just afterwards, and look for more space around these objectives, particularly playing in towards this top side, where I imagine they're going to try and look for that last remaining outer tower.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. It becomes a little bit harder because G2, they might not care as much about that top tower. Instead, it might just be about Baron. And they've already got decent deep vision coverage. Oh, that's a TP flank. This is ambitious, I feel.
It's a very burst-heavy Gragas build, though.
Perhaps. Charm for the minion wave. Oh, the edge doesn't find it. There's explosive cast and BrokenBlade just flops it there. Okay, whatever, man.
Look, he's just cosplaying Gragas real well.
He literally, it was just the laziest throw, you know? Whatever. So TP now gone.
Yeah, so I was about to say, so Baron might be a little bit delayed as a result of that play, but they are just starting it.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I mean,
they do have the on-hit Varus will somewhat melt it.
I was going to say the one area where Brand gets value is if you're grouped to pit as well.
Pyroclasm I'm waiting for. Labrov gets ignited. BrokenBlade has an angle here. Chains of Corruption now connect. This is dangerous for KC. Kyeahoo gets bursted, has to flash away. Here comes the curtain call. Labrov gets a bomb back onto Busio, tries to find an angle. The quickness comes out. SkewMond looks for the dunk, but he went deep. He went deep versus the Brand, and now the passive is burning them alive. Caliste start free firing as well, and G2 have done a whoopsie again as Canna looks for the chase down. 5 alive of KC, and G2 are not listening to Labrov as Busio flashes away to battle dance and get out of dodge. Yike looking for the chase down, body slammed away. The fight's not done yet with the barrel down on the ground. Yike is just free firing away, but Caps is going to clean up the play. He says, I'll do it myself. When hasn't he? The follow-up on the Caliste, the charm incoming, Foxfire, Orb of Deception, the charm connects, Hard gets the fire, Canna's down too. Caps the hero of EU and of G2.
Caps the only one listening to the comms, takes the fight on his back and carries G2 towards a victory. That was very close to going wrong for G2.
Yeah, I mean, they went way too deep. SkewMond flashing after Kyeahoo, thinking that he could get a kill, get the reset, start doing Aatrox things. Almost ends up throwing away the game as KC valiantly start to fight back. Kyeahoo had such a good Brand ultimate. It got so much value in that choke point. But hey, ultimately it doesn't matter. That's going to be 5 Barons for G2. Dragon will be lost, but I think G2's still pretty happy with the outcome.
I mean,
no, it absolutely will.
G2 are walking down though. SkewMond, yeah, maybe just going to use the Baron. You're right. So Dragon goes down. Because I will say, if Caps didn't pull up that fight, that would have been horrible. Canna's now running into Caps, said man. Caps with the ulti up and available, holding onto it for now. Labrov goes into the unbreakable wheel. The curtain call going to run into the cow. It will do a bit of work, but he turns it into an engage. Labrov helps get the charm for Caps, and SkewMond gets the reset. It's winning this time as Caps going to run it down mid. Get the charm again, and a public execution is only going to serve and sever KC. BrokenBlade came in and said, peekaboo, I'm here too. But this game returns to being done as G2 look to remain victorious and playoff demons.
It was a 4 versus 5, and G2 still find the win. Yike tried to cut the wave, may cut Caps' life short, but it won't be the case either way. G2 going to crack open the base.
Yike can't do it. The charm's going to connect as well. The base not going to be open because Kyeahoo's up in 1. But again, the gold massively in G2's favor. And Labrov the gusto to turn around that play when he's about to die.
12-0-5, the scoreline for Caps. It's in the event that G2 do close this one out, I feel like Caps is going to rob Labrov of the series. I mean, what an impressive play from him here in the final game. Assuming they can close things out, it is looking pretty set in stone with the goldie that they have. Let's see if they overextend here as they set up a siege on the top tier 3.
Here it comes. 10,500 gold. Baron doing work. For another minute, it's up. Charm not going to connect. Yike has an angle. Pillar up. Deadly Flourish as well. Caliste looking for his position. His curtain call not there to reach. Because the cooldown's got another 10 seconds. You can see getting counted down to 5. He needs himself that third item, that rapid fire to safely hit from range. Labrov pops a ghost. Turret is going to be threatened and taken. SkewMond walks through mid with the rest of the Baron buff doing its work. KC, another lower bracket run going to be needed after this series. As G2 look to put the finishing touches on and be one step away from MSI again. The region that always delivers because of this team now has another chance to charm. Caps is that man on the Ahri 13 and 5. He's the king of the mid lane. He's the king of the region. And G2 are going to sweep KC under the rug. He has one more Spirit Rush in him. The charm not going to connect. Busio tries to get the fight out. He does have caps, but where's the rest of the fight going? And SkewMond dunks down 2. Yike left alone against his old organization. And G2 have never dropped to the lower bracket. Why would they start today?